Well, this is the moment that we've all been waiting for. This video is going to project out over the next few months, in my opinion, and other statistics that we're finding out that there's going to be a housing crash. Owners are actually forced to sell their Airbnb. And what that means is there's going to be a massive liquidation in Airbnbs. The housing crash, my friends, is coming. Be prepared for what we've all heard of called the Airbnb bust. Have you guys heard of the Airbnb bust? Essentially what that means is that the people who are bought properties during the slow season, they bought them in times right after COVID, thinking it was going to be an easy slide, are now forced to sell. That means also revenue has dropped and plummeted nearly 20% in some markets, and markets like Phoenix and Dallas have dropped nearly 50% over last year. And when your revenues drop, and you guys who have purchased properties in the DSCR loan, which is a subprime loan that basically allows people to get properties not based on credit, not based on docs, but based on the financial condition of the property, meaning the revenue of the property. These loans are now in place of revenue. But what happens when the revenue drops? In places, like I said, in Phoenix, right? Major metropolitan areas, Philadelphia, right? Chicago, Atlanta, Miami. What happens when the Airbnb bust finally hits? Here's what's going to happen. If you really look at the charts, according to realtor.com, right now there's over 1 million people, Airbnb hosts, right now. That means that there's over 1 million people doing Airbnb. And guess how many houses are for sale right now? According to realtor.com, less than 65% of that. So right around 300,000 houses for sale, with 1 million people that bought properties coming out of COVID thinking, okay, this is going to be easy. People are going to want to start traveling again. And now they're caught with their shorts down because their revenues dropped. And now these loans are forcing them to sell due to the payment. And if you don't have the revenue from Airbnb, guess what? That means that your payment's going to be ridiculous and you're going to be upside down. This is the start, my friends. You listen to what I'm saying, and you can check back with me in 6 months to a year. This is the start of the housing crisis, the crash. But let me tell you something. What happens is when the Airbnb hosts are at 1 million and we have 300,000 houses for sale, guess what's going to happen? Those are actually going to come down. So now that people have to sell in these metropolitan areas, because they're forced to, what does that mean for people like you and I? That means opportunity to purchase again. Where you look back and you think of, maybe there was a house. It makes you kind of sick to think, right, that these people are buying houses to put it on Airbnb, and now you didn't have an opportunity to buy the house because they turned it into a short-term rental. And here we are today, where there's 1 million hosts and only 300,000. There's a shortage in supply with single-family houses. Well, guess what? Mark my words, here's what's gonna happen. Because of all the sales in these areas where people bought, they thought they were going to do a great job, and now the revenue is continuing to drop, those houses go for sale. So the Airbnb hosts are going to drop, and the supply of new homes for you and I increase significantly. And here's the best part. Most people probably don't want to sell. They're going to end up renting. And that leads me to my next chapter for you guys that are thinking about getting into Airbnb arbitrage, because when this happens, rentals go up. And I don't mean in cost, I mean in supply. And when there's more rentals, us as Airbnb hosts, we flourish. Welcome to the channel. My name is Investor Mike, and I thank you for being here. I'm the #1 Airbnb coach in America right now, and I'm going to share with you how to get your first rental Airbnb in less than 30 days. So here's what's going to happen. Rentals are increasing, and that gives us a great opportunity to be able to go in and negotiate with the landlord who's already in pain because they just got their ass handed to them, essentially. They were thinking about selling but decided to keep it because they were able to get in a decent interest rate. But typically, DSCR loans are a little bit higher interest. And so now they're forced to rent the property. Why is this good for us? Because we're looking for renters. And remember, if they bought those properties and now are looking to rent those properties, it's because they're not able to sustain the income. And most people have no clue of what they're doing when it comes to managing an Airbnb. You see, this is not buying a property and putting it on Airbnb. Rental arbitrage is renting a property from those guys who got their ass handed to them because they didn't know what they were doing, didn't know how to manage a property, and basically hired a management company, 25% of the revenue, had no clue what they were doing, thinking they were going to get into a property and put it on Airbnb because Phoenix Phoenix is crushing it, Dallas is crushing it, and guess what? Now they're out of the game. So what we do is we go in and we negotiate with these landlords for a couple weeks of free rent. I'll help you negotiate your first month, maybe second month of free rent. And we don't have to worry about interest rates. We don't have to worry about down payments on the property. We're not buying the property. We're just renting from the landlord now who's in pain to say, you know what? We'll take over your property, manage the whole thing for you. You can get income, steady income that you're looking for your rent. We will manage the whole thing and we will put it on short-term rental platforms like Airbnb, vrbo, and bookings.com. And it's a win-win-win. And this is gonna happen, guys, over the next couple months. You're gonna see a massive increase in rentals. So here's what I implore you. If you're watching me right now and you're like, I wanna get into the Airbnb space, but I don't wanna buy a property, your time is now. And by the way, when I say your time is now, I'm gonna date this video of February of 2024. And there's a reason for that, because I want a timeline for what I'm saying that's gonna happen over the next 6 months. But I also wanna let you know the best time to get into Airbnb arbitrage is going to be in February and March of any year. The reason for that is because we are typically right now in what you call a slower season. You see, our peak season is March to December. So really anywhere in between then, you're hitting the peak season, whereas December and January are not so good of months. This is our time to shine. We go in, we hit it for spring break, and we rock and roll, and then we crush it for the rest of the year. Now, what is rent arbitrage? A lot of people ask me. It's a simple way of saying this. Guys, don't overthink it. It's simply renting a property from a landlord, getting their permission with a simple document called an addendum that says, hey, Mr. Landlord, you know we're not going to live in the property, but you're allowing us to put it on Airbnb and run a business essentially out of your property. Happens every day. My students are getting properties every day. Number one, they're in pain. They want to get the place rented. And number two, they know that we're going to take care of their property better than any other traditional tenant. And it's going to stay in for sale condition the entire time. The landlord also doesn't have to worry about evictions. They also don't have to worry about our digging our heels in and squatting. This is a different kind of animal. So what we do and what you are here for is to learn from the best, to get into the game and see why people are winning in the rentals and not the purchases. So I'm going to tell you this. Here's the way it goes. We get on Zillow, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how on Zillow to be able to find properties that our landlords are in pain. And the way we do that is when you're on Zillow and you're picking a city. I'm going to give you 5 markets right now that I really love. Nashville, Tennessee. I like Chattanooga. I like St. Augustine. I like San Antonio. I like Fort Lauderdale. I like Roswell, Georgia. I like Savannah, Georgia. These are great Airbnb areas, right? Colorado. These are great areas where Boulder City, right? I like these areas for Airbnb, right? There's a lot of travelers, there's a lot of tourism, but they're not the main. Listen to what I didn't say. I didn't say Atlanta, I didn't say Miami, I didn't say Chicago. So you are picking markets that are big enough, but not saturated, and not small enough where you haven't heard of Colorado. We never heard of that. Pueblo, Colorado, right? Such a small market that there's only 50 people that live there. So we're looking for kind of that middle of the road. And what you're going to do is on Zillow is you're going to basically go on there and you're going to put the city that I told you. Now here's the gem. What you're going to do is you're actually going to subscribe to the channel first. And then I'm going to tell you what to do. Take a second to give me a thumbs up, guys, and subscribe to the channel. Turn your bell notifications on, because every single day I'm coming to you to bring you the most up-to-date information on Airbnb arbitrage, no fluff, all real stuff, so you can get into the game and win like my students are. When you're on Zillow, and thank you guys for subscribing. It means the world to me. When you guys go to Zillow and you type in a city, let's say we put in San Antonio, Texas, boom, it's going to pop up all the rentals on the right side. Here's the gem. Don't just look for rentals that have been listed for 1 day. Filter it by rentals that have been listed for more than 180 days. I'm going to go with 90 days. So filter it between 90 days and 120 days. If you were a landlord and you were almost forced to get out of the Airbnb game, or forced of it because of the housing crash, because of the interest rates, XYZ, you're not able to have the revenue, and now somebody comes to you and says, hey, I love your property. We're going to take immaculate condition of it. We're going to keep it in for sale condition. We're going to pay the monthly rent, not even going to haggle on the price. Boom. We send them our script. Next thing you know, landlord's like, let's go. They're eating out of your hand. But the kicker is to make sure that on Zillow, you're filtering by properties that have been listed for a long time. The great news also about this is, remember that these people were in Airbnb and not knowing a clue what they were doing. They were traditional investors buying properties and not knowing how to manage a property and having no clue basically how to manage it at all. And so they're hiring people at 25% to go in there and manage the property. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to manage a property for less than 2 to 3 hours per week. Okay. So when you're on Zillow and you filtered a property in San Antonio, Texas, and you filter and you see on the right hand side, you see all these properties. Now we're looking for San Antonio houses. You'll see these for rent that have been listed for say 4 months and they're furnished. this is the kicker. You have a furnished property. It's been listed for 4 months. The landlord's in pain and they had no clue what they were doing in Airbnb. So now when we send them our script, which I'm gonna give you guys for free down in the description, the script we're gonna send to them. You can do it right on Zillow. You can send it by asking a question right to the property owner. You send them my script. And remember, this is how you find people that got their ass kicked in the Airbnb game because they were investors. They didn't understand hospitality business. And this is the hospitality business. This is not like renting and putting a tenant in there for a year and never seeing hear from you. You're talking about people going in and out constantly per month. If you don't understand that game, then you and I need to talk. Because there is a potential that if you have a regular renter versus an Airbnb, that you're always going to, I don't want to say always, but generally, you will make more from a short-term rental than you would a long-term. The way the income works is generally the long-term renters you'd make the least amount of money, and then your mid-term renters make a little bit more, and then short-term, because you can charge more per night, you would make the most. Now, everybody's education background is completely different, work ethic, and I'm not making any guarantees or warrants. What I am telling you is this. My students are in the top 10% right now, and they're doing really, really well because they're following my blueprint. Following the blueprint, and they have the #1 coach helping them. If you're looking to get into the game, and you're like, I've always wanted to get into Airbnb, but maybe I don't have the money to put down $40,000, $50,000 on a property, to furnish the whole property. Maybe I don't have the credit. Maybe you don't have the finances, the W-2s, and everything to go through banks. This is an opportunity of a lifetime right this second, and you will thank me later if you get in the game and do rental arbitrage. You can scale this much, 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 much faster than you could with traditional renting. And you can scale much, much faster than buying a property. And by the way, why would you want to buy a property anyway when interest rates are terrible? Rent, put it on Airbnb with the landlord's permission and just watch the magic happen. You guys put the word Airbnb in comments. If you want my help, I'll reach out to you directly and I'll show you how to kill the game in Airbnb arbitrage. Thanks for watching the crash. But guess what? It's great for us as Airbnb host. I'll see you on the inside. Let's roll.